Oops, forgot to change the title. Alright, I think we are good, although I'm not showing up in my own little feed here. Make sure everything... Alright, everything seems good. Hello, everybody. We're back for another Death and Taxes League. I usually do these like a little earlier in the day on Fridays, but random scheduling stuff, it worked out better if I just like postponed it a little bit. So we're streaming now, which is a little bit before the GP Shizuoka stream, which starts I think in an hour. And a bunch of the Legacy community got together actually to be streaming an English version of it. GB's obviously in Japan, and they'll be over. I forget the channel, but I'm gonna just host. I'm gonna go find the channel and host them at the end of the stream. So if anybody's sticking around watching me by the end of this, and for some reason has not already found the GP, then I will send everybody over there. But anyway, playing the same list I've been playing. I like where this deck list is at. Been happy with the results. We've been pretty consistently like 4-1-ing or very close to it. Have not gotten a 5-0 in a while, but with the inconsistency at which I like actually play through these leagues, I'm not super surprised. Looks like my stream, my Cardboard Live thing is not up. Oh, hello. Okay, yep, you're climbing up there. Let me fix my Cardboard Live. Maybe we're not gonna sit like that, because that's super inconvenient, dude. You gotta like at least support your own body weight a little bit. Oh, there we go. Looks like it popped up. Cardboard Live. Yep, cool. Alright, I'm gonna let go of you because I'm not holding you on my shoulder through this entire league. Up you go. You want to sit, you can sit there. Dang cat. Doesn't want to hang out for the past hour before I stream. As soon as I sit down in the chair, turn on my computer, get ready to play some Magic online. The cat's like, oh hey, let's hang out. Let me just sit around. Alright. We lost the die roll, and we have a pretty weak... It's like weird. This hand's very strong, but it's also slow. I just don't have good plays for the first 2 turns of the game, really. There's just the on-the-draw Revokers good enough that I can like identify when my opponent's playing and at least like cast a spell here. And like we have good top end, although notably these 2 aren't exactly castable right now. I think this hand might be a keep. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm supposed to mulligan this. Volcanic Pass. I really just want to wasteland that. If it's just like Volcanic Island, go. What could this be? I think I am just going to wasteland this. It's got to be like... I don't know. We do Stoneforge as well, so I don't hate doing this. I'll wait till upkeep. In case they have like Stifle and I get like super wrecked by this. Do they have Stifle? Oh wow. Alright. I'm not expecting Stifles because it's 2018. And also because we couldn't even necessarily identify them on Delver. So now they're just on... It's gotta be like Grixis, right? Or I guess technically could be Rug, but... Again, it's 2018, so... Would assume Grixis over Rug. This is just like slam true name. Ugh, it's annoying. Probably not going to play the Stoneforge into a Daze, considering how pivotal it is to the plan of actually beating a true name Nemesis. So we're probably just going to play Phyrexian Revoker here. I guess Grim Lavamancer. None of the names are relevant against Delver decks. Like all the Phyrexian Revokers get sided out anyway. Could name Abandoned Hope, and it'll probably do about as much good. Okay, so yeah, they're definitely Grixis Delver. Not that that was like too much of a question. Interesting use of brainstorms. This Revoker means like actual nothing to me. So it's like holding it back can prevent more damage from the Pyromancer? Not positive. Again, we're just gonna keep playing around Daze. My opponent still has 4 cards in hand. I think we just need Sword in order to beat this true name, otherwise we're just gonna die to it though. Don't know what we're waiting for now. It's on my internet, right? Okay, no, we're good. I was get concerned when there was like a long pause that my internet just randomly shut down, because it does that for some reason. There we go. Oh, no, my internet is, like, dying. Dropping a bunch of frames all of a sudden. So if they have a Lightning Bolt, we're probably just, like, pretty screwed here. Yeah. Our hope is that they don't have, like, another Bolt, because we're just gonna, like, slam Crusader into, hopefully, like, Sword. I'll play the Crocus, because I don't care if it gets Wastelanded. There's a chance, maybe. I'm supposed to play Prelate, just so it sticks. It's more likely to stick around, actually. Prelate on 1. If I get Wastelanded, then I can't just, like, play Sword and attack next turn anyway. So yeah, let's play a Prelate. Hopefully, like, slow down the Pyro, too. The issue is that we're just, like, stone dead to a true name in 4 turns. I don't think, unless we, like, manage to gain life with finding a GT or something, I think we're just gonna die to a true name. From, like, getting ranched by Stifle into turn 3 true name. Yeah, makes sense. What's up, Matsu? I need to let this resolve. I think we just need to put it on 1. Turns off our plows, but our plows don't particularly matter. That makes sense, because it just increases the clock by a turn. They don't really care if their Young Power dies at that point. We're taking 5, and just... This tree is just going to kill us before we get to do anything. Okay, so they are going to show us their Grixis Delver, even though it was pretty easy to figure out. Like, the blue-red Delvers don't really play Wasteland or, like, Stifle or not even Young Pyromancer all the time. Oh man, where's my Orzhov Pontiff? God, this would be just the world's greatest Orzhov Pontiff. We did draw Batterskull, but we're just, like, way too far away from playing that. Yeah, we're just dead. This thing's gonna hit us to 3 regardless of what we play next turn. We can't kill them. And if we just play one creature, we're dying to a Delver Float, yeah. And those are the matchups that you get, like, pretty wrecked by Delver anyway, is the matchups where they just overload you on threats. Those are definitely the worst ones to play. The sideboard is not very tuned against Delver decks, and that's been kind of my worry for a while, just because Delver has been so off the radar that a lot of people are just gaming as if it, like, is very close to non-existent, and as soon as I run into a Delver deck, I feel like it would spell a lot of trouble. How'd your F&M go, Matsu? Definitely want these, and I think you just cut down on recruiters. The late game just doesn't matter as much. Having one is fine, but we could also cut Prelate. Prelate's not great. Prelate's okay game 1, but game 2 they get a lot of, like, versatile sideboard cards and CMCs. Wouldn't be surprised if my opponent's even playing, like, Liliana the Last Hope or something, in addition to Braids and such. And turning off your additional 2 paths in addition to 4 swords. When you're ahead, it's pretty good, but when you're ahead, it's probably in a decent position. I like Recruiter more on the play, too, because you can just play a little bit greedier. You can play a little bit slower. This looks fine. Oof. Yeah, it's not very close. You need to swap out, like, anything with the planes. Ugh, this hand sucks. Double Thalia is particularly rancid. We need to hope this, like, Wasteland carries us pretty hard. Turn 2, Mom? Is that good enough? Like, or not turn 2. We're gonna play Thalia on turn 2. But Mom's not bad. I wouldn't mind, like, Mom plus second Thalia on turn 3, assuming this is dying. Can we get better stuff? Probably want something better than Mom. 2-1 lost to Sneak and Show, 1 against Manaless Dredge and Goblins. First time on Mav. Not my type of deck. Yeah, I have no experience playing Maverick. Especially not punishing Maverick. Just trying to build E&T on MTG with the meta seems hostile for it. It's like pretty fine. Also, yeah, what's up? The meta is... Alright, so let's look at what the meta looks like according to the 250 matches I've played. The top decks are Miracles, Death and Taxes, 4-color Loam, Grixis Control, Red-Black Reanimator, Ant? Yeah, it's okay. Definitely not great. Ant's like the only supremely scary matchup. What do I want to lead with here? The Port, probably. They daze this, it's whatever. We get to, like, Wasteland plus second Thalia. If they just want to cast a cantrip, again, like, brainstorming here is not a good use of a brainstorm. So that's fine. Spell Snare, that's rude. Spell Snare. Sucks to get Spell Snare on the draw. Like, it's just so good. It's just so much more mana efficient than getting dazed there. Used to play D&T, and I thought Sneak and Show was a good matchup for us. Like, yeah, it used to be, like, way better. It's okay now. I feel like still think it's fine. A lot of people think it's phenomenally worse than it is, in my opinion. But the addition of Omniscience has really turned the tide. What am I wastelanding here? I can almost, like, just play Thalia and leave up Caracas, but I think I really want to wasteland my opponent. Big Thalia is pretty sweet. I miss when I played Big Thalia for like the 3 months before Recruiter came out. Get to like Wasteland fetches. What do I want to do here? Thalia is my only threat, so I kind of want to keep it alive. So I don't hate just Thalia leaf up Caracas. I'm really scared that they're just like them getting the 3 mana is just we have Council Judgment for a true name, so it's not that scary. Yeah. This Delver can be a bit problematic if we don't find an answer. And before like second Spell Snare. That's fine. They're setting up their Delver though, so this Brainstorm isn't as wasted as one on turn 1 would have been. May need to fire off this Council Judgment on Delver if they never like figure out anything else. But if they just like slam True Name, we can just play a 4-mana Council's Judgment, exile it, and they can't like daze it or anything anyway. So I'll Thalia in play. The issue is that our clock is worse than obviously their Delver would be, but we have a lot of things that we can find to deal with that. But yeah, the Sneak matchup has gotten worse since they adopted the Omniscience tech. It used to be like probably one of the best matchups for Death and Taxes, and now it's a lot closer. Flips off Ponder. Nug for 3. Yeah, Braid's pretty rude, but I mean, it's not that much better than like most of their old interaction, right? They just played like Pyroclasms and such. Like Shattering Artifacts isn't a huge deal. Ugh. Second Delver. Ooh, Flicker Wisp, that's nice. So this way we can actually play Wasteland, Flicker Wisp, our Caracas. And then still Wasteland this red source, so they never have the ability to bolt. They didn't play a land that turn, so they might just like not have a red source for bolt. There's a chance I want to be Wastelanding the black source to like deal with Angler, but I think Wastelanding the red source so they can't bolt my Flicker Wisp is a pretty big game. We don't want to be attacked by double Delvers. I guess Wastelanding the black source would also prevent them from bolting though, right? If they don't have another land. And they need two more cards in the yard to Gurmag me. I think I am Wastelanding this Volcanic. It's also better to like be porting UCs than Volcanic Islands because most of their black spells are sorcery speed. Versus their red spells can just be played in their upkeep if I'm porting them. Flip off Diabolic Edict. They're pretty far away from casting that. Definitely going to snap block one of these. Oh, that's perfect. So this lets me port them, like plow this Insect Elaboration, still port them. So if they draw another land, they still can't like cast anything to kill the Thalia, even though the shields will be down on the Caracas for one turn. I'll wait until their upkeep. In case they have like some weird spell pierce. I can't even cast spell pierce. I guess they might daze this. That'd be like pretty bad. Daze it to like get their land for the turn, but it doesn't matter unless they draw something. They would have to. No, that wouldn't even work. I don't know what I'm saying. This position feels a lot better, especially if they just don't find a land, which it's pretty easy for Delver to not find a land if they're not able to cast their cantrips. And they need 2 lands to cast a cantrip because we're just porting them every turn. Found a land. Love to draw some useful spells. My opponent's hand is filled with gas because they just haven't cast anything. Yeah, they still need to find another land before they can do a lot. Oh, they're moving to discard. They might be able to cast Gurmag next turn after this move to discard here. Wouldn't be surprised if, like, Edict was the worst card in their hand. So much mana. I guess only one more, because it can be cast instant speed through the port. This card's the Ponder. Interesting. We draw good cards? That's a good card. I'll take it. So whatever I grab here, I want to be good against Gurmag Angler, because that's the scariest card on my mind right now. The hardest one to deal with. I think it's just Jite. Jite plus First Strike on, like, Thalia can beat up Angler, especially in addition with Caracas and stuff. We have an answer to a Trinium if they ever even get there with this Council's Judgment, so I don't hate Jite to clean up, like, Pyromancers and Delvers, and also it's, like, the best against Gurmag. Batterskull is obviously bad against a 5/5, and Sword doesn't make either of my guys brawl with a Gurmag Angler. This is all assuming that they might not even have one in their hand, but they're just at 6 cards in graveyard and have access to a black mana, so that's, like, the only thing that they could cast that I should be concerned about right now. We're pretty well off other than that. There's a chance that, like, maybe Sword's just better. We can, like, just Judgment Trigger. Nothing. I also drew a fetch land. I might just not even get this GTA Online this turn. Don't know what they could be representing here. I think I value porting them more than just, like, slamming the GTA and attacking. They could fog it. Notably, it wouldn't matter a whole lot if they, like... So if I activate someone to put in GTA equipped to Thalia attack, and they bolt it or something, I could just pick it back up and eventually essentially negate their bolt, but it wastes my Rashadan port. So I think I'd rather just play Mom, activate Stoneforge, put in GTA. It actually doesn't let me port either. Maybe I don't play Mom. Mom's real good, though. Yeah, I like leaving a port. Do I need to? Which one do I need to? How's it going? 3-0. Yeah, we're in round 1. We're down a game in Darkview. Hey, MTG Bot nailed it. Sometimes MTG Bot just, like, doesn't know my record at all, and I don't understand. But it's gonna be like Bolt the Stoneforge. They can't, like, Edict my Thalia in upkeep either. Otherwise, I just pick it up and put it back in. We're gonna port their Volcanic for basically that reason. I guess they could have braid my GTA, which would be kind of annoying. I hope they Edict me. Do it. Rakdos char. What now? Interesting. Not a card I was expecting, but I guess it's probably fine. It shatters, like, chalices and stuff, and also is graveyard hate. Doesn't seem horrible. Ooh, Wasteland. Interesting. I think I just want to actually cut them off black now. I don't even know if I want to play this Mom. It just gets eaten up by the Edict, right? Especially because I took the Vial up to 3, so if they Edict me, I guess I wouldn't need to bounce the Thalia, I would just sack the Mom, but... So if I port them, they're just going to Edict me, right? And if they Edict me, we just sack the Mom. It's probably fine. Like, it just, like, time walks them again, and they're at 7 life. And we have a Council's Judgment, so... Yeah, that's why I switched over. When I drew the Wasteland, I was like, alright, we can just cut them out of black so they can't cast their Sorcery Speed black spells, like Gurmag Angler and stuff. Can you return G to your hand, Karakas? I don't know the text. No, Karakas is just legendary creature. Yeah, this is what I figured would happen. We just sack the Mom, because Thalia is close to unkillable at this point. Ooh, perfect. Just sets up for lethal next turn. So I think this just means that the game's over. If they play anything, we just like Flicker Wisp out stuff and kill them. If this is just true aim, we just untap Council Judgment, they lose. Yeah, sure. It doesn't matter what I flicker out. We did it! 1 game 2. Game 3 is always the scary one, because you don't get to like try to set up your Moms, your Aether Vials to make them interact with you. If they just like slam turn 1 Delver, the game changes a lot. Your life total is just under a lot more pressure. Do you want to make any edits, though? Recruiter is just very clunky sometimes, but sometimes, like, oftentimes, actually, you do just kind of, like, flood out in the weird late game. Rakdos Charm is weird, but I guess it's just bad at Braid, right? It only has 1 mode. Technically, it has the mode of deal me damage, but Chalice? Yeah, it's the new tech over Ethosworn Canonist in the sideboard. It's just, like, comes in against Stormstill and is able to be turn 1 rather than Ethosworn Canonist, and also has applicability in a lot of the fair matchups, like, specifically Miracles, whereas Ethosworn has been pretty narrow recently. It's, like, okay against Dredge on the play. You can turn off their LEDs. I think this setup is fine. Oh, the Rakdos Charm. Yeah, that in this matchup specifically, it's just bad at Braid. Against Dredge, yeah, it's more versatile because obviously Charms have a bunch of modes and have the versatility. So it's a Shatter effect against the Chalice decks and the Stone Forge decks that also can come in against Dredge. Where am I on Chalice versus Grixis? I'm still not sure. I haven't played against Grixis since I added the 3rd Chalice. Oof, this hand's pretty good. I mean, Grixis still gets the point across. People say Grixis Delver when they mean Grixis Delver. This hand's solid. 2 Vials and a port, and like a Vial curve. No turn 1 Delver, don't do it. No turn 1 Delver. Just cast a Ponder. Nice. My favorite starts is when they just play a ponder. Alright, this is a little too many vials. I might port overdeveloping second vial next turn, depending on if we find like a third land. So my opponent's digging. They like snap shuffled on their ponder, and they snap shuffled on this one. Ooh, we're definitely... Oh, we can't actually port them, because they just wasteland it. But we can force them to use their wasteland, which... Just top deck our own wasteland. Womp womp. Do I just play port? Force them to use this wasteland? Otherwise they could like cast 2-drops. I'm not sure how much I care about their 2-drops and stuff, but... If I play port and pass, then I don't get to like play out my vials and stuff. My other vials don't matter right now. My curve is just I'm going to put in other runes that are more cleric than Flicker Wisp. I could throw down 2 more vials instead of like holding up port. Maybe I do that. He's probably actually supposed to play the first one into a daze. Because if like I look like I have a 1-lander, they might want to like kill a second vial, since that's all they'd be doing with the daze. But it's also merit to not attempting to use the port that turn, because they might tap the wasteland, which actually gives me a port activation on a colored source next turn. This is when my opponent like Pithy Needles Aether Vial and we cry. They have nothing. What hand did they keep? God, this is even worse with 3 vials. Yeah, baiting days is probably better, but I just got in the habit of playing around days against these types of... Oh, shit, I forgot a Vial Mother runes. Oops. It was strategic. Now... It's actually, like, not horrible to not Violent Mom there, because they probably just have a bunch of removal on hand, and we just have these vials on any number. Just play Rashad and Port and force them to use this Wasteland now. I said to myself at the start of their turn, I was like, I'm definitely going to just forget to put in this Mother of Runes at the end of this turn. It happens more than I'd like when I'm streaming. I just get distracted by talking about other stuff. But yeah. Waited until you have Vial on 3 to have Wisp up. There's a chance. Yeah, maybe I'm just vialing a Remorseful Cleric this turn and just taking these vials up to 3-2-1 and then using the Mom. Unless they like bolt this Remorseful Cleric before I untap. Yeah. Oh, they're moving to cleanup. Got him. Discard a Bitter Blossom. Great. That's what I like to see. I want to play against that card. No. Yes. Yes. Do they just, like, not have a bolt? I suppose just get my beatdowns on with this Flicker Wisp. Yeah. Nah. I'll wait 1 turn. I might just flicker out their Volcanic next turn. Discard Spell Snare. Now we're going to take these vials up to 3-3-2, I think. In case we draw, like, a 3-drop or, like, Recruiter. Ooh. It's a good one. We need to go get 2 equipment. Stoneforge Flicker Wisp or something. I think this game's over. Opponent kept 1 land double ponder and didn't find anything. Just gonna go grab, like, sword plus something else. Forked bolt. Could save both. I'd probably Juju save both. I only need one equipment. We're just gonna get sword, just end the game as fast as possible. We can just use this Caracas as a Lotus Petal, put sword in, murder their face. Just draw like Recruiter, really just grind them into the dirt. Fine. That's acceptable, I guess. Yeah, there's dead. Cool, we did it. Not really a third game there, but sometimes your single and double cantrip hand does not pan out. Grixis Delver. Lost game 1, won games 2 and 3. Alright, let's keep going. There's a good chance I played a little bit too cautiously that game. But maybe it was like, maybe too cautiously isn't the right word. Maybe cautiously is good enough, but there's a chance that I needed to just like slam on the gas pedal and just, they're stuck on one land, I need to kill them before they unlock their hand of goodies. And just like Violent Flicker Wisp aggressively, Violent Mom aggressively, just really get them dead. Like, I was playing around a bolt that probably didn't exist because they would have cast it before they moved to discard twice. How do you feel about Surgical versus Rip with Chalices in the Rise of Ant currently? So I don't think that, like, Chalice and Surgical are that much of an anti-synergy. Chalice is almost always going on 0 against Ant. And if you have, like, the time to put it on one, you're probably very, very well off, and you don't really need the Surgical, because, like, they're not going off that often with a Chalice on one in play. Usually they'll answer it, and then, like, that unlocks your Surgical or something. And, like, Red-Black, against, like, Red-Black Reanimator, Surgical just doesn't, or, I mean, Chalice doesn't really do a lot. I bring it in with the intention of putting it on 0 and hoping my opponent doesn't kill me on turn 1. And then, like, sometimes down the road you can put it on turn 1 if you, like, top deck it in, like, the weird late game matches you sometimes have against Red-Black. I think that just the comparison of Surgical versus Rip against Ant by itself is something to talk about. I'm honestly not sure, because they both definitely have their upsides. Ooh, that's nice. I'll just, like, play against Ant and die horribly, but Ant's nice. I'll just F6 through my turn. I wonder if that means they're not a Force of Will deck. Apparently, yes. Wow, this hand's really good against Burn. Reveals Flicker Wisp, deal. Just gonna slam the Stoneforge Mystic. They're not gonna counter it. Just gonna grab Jite. I find Jite usually more helpful than Batterskull in this matchup, just because it's easier to get online, because your Stoneforges are going to die some number of the time. If Rip and Surgical are about the same versus Dredge, Surgical is better versus Rain Repose, Rip's better versus Antlone, with the ratio still be the one we're using. Okay. Yeah, there's a like that's the issue is that like Rip is like sometimes better versus Ant/Loam versus like Surgical. Like it's not definitively better than Surgical is. Also, JY Dehem and Mouse83, thank you for the follow. Also, Elfkid MTGO, thanks for the follow. I don't know. I don't think I read that one off. But thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. Give me a land. Get another Flicker Wisp. I guess that's okay. I'm not gonna block. What you got, opponent? Suspend Riftbolt. Okay. Rip is definitely, it's not bad against Loam by any means. Like, you're still definitely bringing it in. Not unhappy to see it or anything, but it's not like, obviously, the slam dunk, oh, now we got him, Loam can't beat this card. Because that card doesn't traditionally exist against a lot of the, like, non-combo-y decks of the format. So we end up with our Mother of Ruins, which is nice. Expected my opponent to have a Bolt there. With their inefficient use of mana. What are they? What? What? This is like the worst bolt I've ever seen. In what world was this the right time to Lightning Bolt a Stoneforge Mystic? Do I protect it and then, like, flicker it? Do I even care? Do I violent anything? Do I let this happen? Or do I just, like, protect it? I can, like, flicker it? We don't have a fourth land. We're drawing another Flicker Wisp. This bolt would have been worse if you'd gotten Batterskull. I mean, if I got Batterskull, I think they're not going to bolt it on my upkeep. I can just cast it, so I don't need to activate this right now. I'm just, like, flabbergasted at this. I think I do want to save it. I don't really care about my mom that much. In a world where your opponent didn't set a stop on his own instep. No, there was a pause. I'm pretty sure my opponent did have a stop. Or maybe I'm crazy. What do I want to do here? Do I care? I think I do. Protect Flicker Mom. I mean, Flicker Mom doesn't, like, turn it back on or anything. It untaps it, but I'd rather Flicker Stoneforge in that scenario. I think I am going to protect it. Bring in Sword and bury them. I want to get it in GJ before I get Sword online. Sword, like, murders their face, but I also need to not die. They only have 4 cards left in hand. There's a Riftbolt on Suspend that I do need to be cognizant of. So if they, like, Riftbolt my mom here, attack me again. Do I want to develop a Wisp? It makes it so that I'm not guaranteed to get an equipment connection. Ancient Tomb would be good here. I mean, I don't know how if Ancient Tomb would be good in general, like, against Burn, but I do actually just want to Flicker Wisp this Stoneforge, get Batterskull, force them to do stuff. Like, force them to kill the Stoneforge if they want to win now. So I guess we can just attack for 1. I just want to actually, like, make a blocker for this stupid Goblin Guide. I don't want to keep taking damage from it if I don't have to. And we're not at risk of, like, dying in short order. We're at 16 still. Yeah. Games with and without Vial are like night and day in, like, almost every matchup. So they are just killing the Stoneforge. Nice. Now we just need to draw a 4th land. I'm seeing a snap trade with this Goblin Guide if they attack and don't kill my Flicker Wisp. Sure. Flip me a 4th land, Goblin Guide. Gimme. Ah, dang it. Aether Vial. That's like the worst card you could have flipped. Come on, man. Give me something better. But yeah, I'm just done taking damage from that thing. Just gonna cast GT. Our mom gets to live, so the likelihood of us being able to connect next turn goes up. Just play GT plus Vial plus Pass. So confused on why they lightning bolted in my upkeep. So we're not dead here, and I'm pretty sure we get close to a guaranteed connection. Guess we flicker out a land, I don't fucking know. Could give them a 5th mana, technically, if they have 5 mana worth of instants, but I would be surprised. Could have, like, 2 burn spells, but then they're at 1 card in hand, and we're at 13 still. And we still have the Mom. I guess they only need 1 burn spell. Oh, no, wait, no, we're not going to activate this proactively. That's crazy. Also, drawing Mirran Crusader means that this game is basically over. We're at 13. There's no 3 cards in their deck that could deal me 13 and also, like, prevent me from equipping this and getting them. Get you. Alright, that should be game. Have that mountain back, I guess. Opponent is persistent. Don't know what they have up their sleeve, but gotta be careful. Don't know what's happening over here. 4 cards in hand, 4 mana. We're at 13. Okay, no. What's happening here is that they are conceding. So I have to say, I don't see a world that they could win, especially game 1 there, but alright, so we want these. Hey, get out here, Cataclysm. There's a chance we want 3rd Recruiter, but I'm gonna make cuts first to see what's bad. Probably something like that. Another matchup for Chalice's hand. Yeah, Chalice is real good here. Kind of overload their shatterings. Not shatterings. We smashed the smithereens. So you just have, like, equipment and stuff. Chance, like, I do want sword. Sword's always the 3rd equipment you tutor is the thing, though. Just because the life gain equipment are so much better. But this is Recruiter. That might still come in. But I like most of the cards here still. Could, like, shave down Recruiters, but I don't like going up to, or going down to that little creatures. Like, if we cut this, if we cut the Recruiter, we go down to, like, 19 creatures, 18. So we just, like, sometimes you don't have enough threats if they, like, bolt Searing Blaze some of your guys. So you do want to have things to put your equipment on. I think I'm more inclined to cut the sword. Just have GT Batter Skull. Do I want on all these? Yes. Alright, let's go. Seems good enough. Not super happy with it, but on the draw. I can't like aggressively mulligan for anything because there's not a lot that I really want. Thalias, chalices are okay, but I'm not gonna pass up just like a decent curve, especially if my opponent leads with a goblin guide or whatever, or a monastery swift spear. Spike. All right. Maybe they'll play an Eidolon. You always plow your own guys too sometimes. Oh, nope, we're just gonna plow an Eidolon. Rip. Oh yeah, Wisp kind of sucks. Didn't think about that. Ooh. I think I love slamming this a lot more. Honestly. Try to get them. And if they do shatter it, like, now then we have Stoneforge to follow up. Gonna grab GTA again. This Stoneforge is pretty vulnerable to death. And I don't want to like look like an idiot with a Batter Skull in my hand when we have a bunch of creatures to put a GTA on in the future. I could either like Searing Blood, Searing Blaze this. Do I just go for it? Just like 2 mana play, 2 mana equip, attack? They could have a Shattering Spree or a Smash Smithereens that they're saving. I could instead just like Flicker Wisp plus Mom. And like waste my whole turn if I like play equip Shatter thing, but it could also still have like Searing Blood. We're at 15. I like Flicker Wisp Momming here. Getting the Mom into play protects me from like getting blown out. Go recruit a Game Ender. We don't really have a Game Ender to recruit in this matchup. I guess we could like recruit Sanctum Prelate and put it on 2. And then they only have like Fire Blasts. I could like maybe that is better. Recruiter for Sanctum Prelate plus Mom. Yeah, I don't hate that. Sanctum Prelate on 2 turns off like most of the rest of their deck. Oh no, I can't play my Mom. Shit, I realized that just in the last second there. Oh well. That move wasn't great. But I do like the Prelate more than I like the Wisp there. We don't really need Batter Skull, and Sanctum Prelate on 2 is insane. Mom gets countered. I don't get it either. Apparently. Yeah, we just play Prelate. All they have is like Fire Blasts. Tap all these in case they left in Price of Progress or whatever. Do you have something? I'm just sitting there with 5 cards. Oh, wow, they did leave in Price of Progress. Alright, I'll Wasteland itself. 2 mana instant speed Stone Rain. OP. Also, condone the opponent for leaving in Price of Progress against Death and Taxes, but that's a whole different thing. Rift Bolt gets them. I guess that's another thing. Or they're just dead. Yep. We did it! Would have taken the 2 if it let me equip next turn. Yeah, it was like pretty free to just like do whatever at that point. We're just at so much life that we just like we don't even need to ever cast a GTA. We just like start slamming Flicker Wisps and stuff. Next turn you just play Flicker Wisp, go get Batter Skull, keep attacking them. Hope you must have thought it was a BF mom. I mean, it's not like, I guess it could have been saved for post-shatter on my thing, if they ever shattered the Chalice. But I assume their hand was just like a bunch of 1s and 2s and they just died. But I don't know why they didn't cast any of them. They just passed with 4 mana, and then I played a Prelude on 2, and then they lost. Was their hand just like 4 smash to Smithereen? No, because I did the Chalice, so they could have smashed the Chalice. And they didn't have searing effects, because they could have searinged my guys. I don't even know what was in my opponent's hand, just more Price of Progresses. And it was just like lands and Price of Progress, I guess. Like, I guess they could have had 1 mana spells, because I put the Chalice in play pretty early. They went Lava Spike into Eidolon, so they could have just had hand-to-hand, like, 1-drops. Will they stream GP Shizuoka? So the Legacy community is doing English coverage. There are going to be a bunch of people commentating. There are people like Phil Gallagher, Anurag, Cyrus CG, a bunch of people. I think they're on Anurag's channel, and they're going live pretty soon here. So they're doing English coverage for the GP, which is really cool. And I will probably go watch some of that after the stream, and I'm going to send everybody here. Yeah, I think it is on Anurag's channel. I have it open in a tab here. Yeah, Anzi104. Grixis Delver, Burn. I've been seeing such a weird amount of Burn online. Because more people are like trying to get into Legacy. And they want to play Burn. Or like they want to get into the format so they can play something like Burn. I think my opponent's also playing Fetchless Burn. They never played a fetch land the whole time, so I guess that would explain the lack of Searing Blazes. They'd probably need quad Searing Blood, at least in the sideboard, though. We didn't see any of those. Yeah, I played against Burn 8. I played against Burn more than I played against Grixis Delver online. Grixis Delver's at 7, Burn's at 8 now. I do love the Burn matchup, though. I'm 6-2 right now. Yeah. Especially, like, beating up Grixis is probably great. Like, fucking Price of Progress is just nuts. Price Progress against all of the greedy mana-based matchups, like 4-color Loam and Grixis. And, like, Eldrazi and stuff. Jesus. Price of Progress versus Eldrazi. 3 Pillar in your 60? That's a lot. I guess if Storm is making a comeback, that's probably not horrible, but be happy to play against those burn lists. 4 Eidolon, 3 Pillar. What are they cutting? They're probably still playing Sulfuric Vortexes, right? Because it's so good against Miracles and Grixis and stuff, the matchups where they just don't clock you. Yeah, Vortex is, like, real fucked up. Vortex is the scariest card whenever I play against Burn. Like, if they go turn 3 Vortex, I'm a lot more scared. What are these queue times? What's going on? A lot more people in chat today than usual. I wonder if, like, this is just a better time for me to stream? then, like, in the later afternoon, or if it's just, like, this specific day. So I'd probably push Friday streams to around this time, since Friday is usually more laid back in terms of when I have the ability to stream. Yeah. I see some familiar faces for sure. But just like glancing over at like number of people in chat and stuff, I'm wondering if like today's the anomaly, or like my time is actually a pretty definitive factor. All right, seems fine, not great, fine. Part mulligan to 6, deal. The perks of being unemployed. You could watch all the Twitch you want. That's what I did for like when I was looking for a job after college. Watched a bunch of streams and just applied for. Oh. Rip this vial. I guess we're just playing Mom on turn 1. Also, Bayou Duress is just Storm with just, that's their only black source. It's like Turbo Dips doesn't really Duress, right? I almost just want to wasteland this Bayou, though. I'm gonna be real stupid if it's Depths. Does Depths play Duress? Is that a thing? If it is, then I definitely don't want to play this wasteland. It seems not strong. Maybe I drew a plow this turn, I guess, but it is Depths. Can confirm is Dark Depths. We're just gonna play a wasteland. I don't need to wasteland this right away. I don't know if I should. I also like kind of just want to cut them off of their black source, off of their only mana. This seems like really loose because my hand is not very good at beating a Mirror Lage. But if we do, we cut them off for. Well, they could have like Urborg, Hexmage just kill me. I concur that this is Depths. Yes, I assume with Ant, solid lines. We're just gonna attack. Mom doesn't really do a lot unless you have a flyer. So we just like don't have anything to protect. Yeah. Waste because if they have Hexmage or power out a stage with Elvish Spirit Guide, you'll have issues. They just like seem to not have anything. Well, now I'm definitely not wasting because they could have crop rotation up, and I don't want to get wrecked. Okay. Dresses. Ooh. I like this Rashad port. We just get to like port this Bayou. Duress is often soldier. Okay. Maybe I just don't know Turbo Depth lists. We do just get to like dunk on my opponent here, though. Ooh, they do have stage. Ooh, they also have Lotus Petal. Neat. Should we tell the original live to 30 mana? Do I wasteland this stage in response to this Lotus Petal before they have like green mana access? Kind of want that. They know about Palace Shadow, so I need to. I'd also hope Turbo Devs picks up steam again, so I can beat up a bunch of Turbo Devs players. Oh yeah, are they playing? If they're playing low spells or Mox Damage, they're on like all in Turbo Devs. I do want to wasteland this stage. Seems like Elvish Spirit Guide Crop Rotation Trap. I'll take it. Alright, not Elvish Spirit Guide Crop Rotation Trap. What would they even have done if they just like pitched Spirit Guide Crop Rotation the stage into like another stage? They have Bobs. Ooh. Juicy Palace Jailer target. Am I porting here? Could just keep porting, but I'm gonna be slamming Jailer next turn probably. Yeah, Crop Rotation stage, get another stage. They still can't like kill me yet. The port can. Yeah, Mox Diamond is in the normal version. Revokers were going to be really good against Hexmage because I get to like keep porting them. But if I port, I don't actually get to cast anything. think it's better than playing... I think Revoker is probably better than Mirror Crusader. Since next turn, after that, we're just playing Jailer, and after that, we'll have 5 mana, so we can Crusader Port. I think I like just cutting off their odds. Especially if they have one less... They're down 1 stage. They're also just desperately trying to hit land drops, so... In that case, maybe Port's better, but... I keep attacking. So compared by the Lotus Petal Bob thing. They're down 1 stage, not down 2-1 stage. Vampire, Hex, Mage. Think going Crusader is better? Maybe. Just because they probably don't have the pressure on to kill me yet. Needle. Not super useful. Well, they did draw land, though. Needle, just name Rashad Port. Could name just like Wasteland. Yeah, Bob. I've seen Bob in like normal turbo depths rather than slow depths or whatever. I don't know. There are like a lot of like weird variants. We're definitely just gonna eat this Bob though. This is the attack because they just know I'm gonna eat it, so they might as well get in 2. This is fine. Oof, that's a good one to draw. We are for sure jamming Jailer next turn. Man, we drew Plow, Jesus. A lot of good cards against Turbo Depths here. I mean, that's like the whole deck. Yeah, they're just dead. They didn't even see the Crocus or the Plow. That's just the problem with Turbo Depths against the Hexes. You just like draw like half your deck is just insane. Paths, Relic Warrior, Recruiter, Council's Judgments. Everything's turning up Millhouse, indeed. They may be running Rodrigo. I have no... I'm not into the Turbo Depths people enough that I know, like, I can't identify their lists. They're just playing a list that... Happy to play Death and Taxes against Turbo Depths. You just cut, like... I don't think you need Surgical at all. Really like to bring it in. I like to bring it in as, like, the Turbo Depths versus the Slow Depths matchups. Maybe it's just, like, unnecessary. Just, like, sick rub-in value that doesn't, like, particularly matter. What am I cutting here? A lot of it is identifying the difference in the 2 decks, because against slow depths, you want to keep in some of your, like, more mid-rangey cards. Like, the Stoneforge package and stuff. But against, like, straight turbo depths, it's pretty easy to just cut a bunch of your, like Stoneforge-y cards here. We could easily just cut exactly 7 and be done with it. I think that's probably fine. All these cards are still good. So the worst case is that they have, like, Liliana the Last Hope, which we're pretty fine against still. Like, a lot of tools to beat it up. See their hand to know if it's okay to tap out for a Deuter. I mean, the most valuable thing you can do is Surgical Dark Depths, and then they just, like, severely are down on outs to actually win the game, but it's a reasonable point. But is there a card that I would rather leave in and be, like, super happy to leave in at this, like, assuming a sideboard configuration like this? I could, like, keep in some of the Stoneforge package, like 2 Stoneforges and, like, a sword, and cut, like, the Surgicals and something. It's, like, not a big deal. I guess, like, Bitter Blossom is the scariest card that they could play. Bitter Blossoms, and, like, they're weird sideboard cards that turns them more mid-rangey. But I don't even know if they're on that versus, like, the turbo depths, because they're on petals instead of diamonds. Sounds pretty good. Got like an answer to Mirrorlage, we got stuff, got a vial, got a port. I'm in. Blind Needle Wasteland. Hope I don't name Aether Vial, I'll be a little bummed. I feel like they kind of have to name Wasteland in this matchup, though. Wouldn't be shocked at Aether Vial. But I think if you're gonna slam Pith Needle and name Aether Vial, you want to wait until their turn 1, so you know they have one. I think if you're just jamming on turn 1, you're naming Wasteland. I guess yes, and GTA also like pings off bobs and stuff, so GTA might be like the best equipment. Opponent is future ghosting me. They knew I was gonna draw the Wasteland. Damn you, Urborg. The reason to not to split between regular and snow cover planes like Phil does? No, not really. I just like there's also not really a reason to split them. It just doesn't matter. It's just so astronomically unlikely that it ever matters. I just like the aesthetics of having all the same planes, especially in paper. Yeah, the split is literally just predict, which is now like a 0 to 2 of in Miracle since they went to AK. Oof, that's a good card for them not to know about, too. Would have played the Wasteland there. Tap, untap, tap, untap, and cast Vial. I split because no cover planes are cheaper than decent basics. Whatever floats your boat, I guess. That's not an invalid reason, I suppose. Let's tap that. I guess, yeah, it's just better than tapping the Urborg, because this is just also a swamp. Just playing Sajiri Step, deal. So we're not just dying here in any capacity. I almost just want to Council's Judgment this Needle, but playing Step can't... I mean, I guess if they like want to hit land drops for something, I don't know what they're trying to get to, but playing Step assumes that they like need a bunch of mana for something. Maybe they're trying to like cast a Liliana. But like we have Judgment, just a bunch of... we're fine. Next turn we can just Violent Recruiters and stuff. They got a Hex Mage. Now we do have to be concerned about Petal for crop rotation. They're trying to hard against Grave Titan. Get me good. Oh man. Maybe I do just Judgment this Pithing Needle. We have 2 Wastelands now. I could just cast Judgment, see what they do, and then I just could vote for the Hex Mage. I could X equals 1 the Ballista, ping the Hex Mage, and then if they go for it, then we Caracas them. No, I hate that either. We still also port them, if they, yeah, let's go for that. I like that plan. Oh, they just didn't have anything. Disappointing. Don't you want to unlock Wastelands instead? Maybe. I feel like all roads kind of lead to Rome here. Oh, they have Dark Depths. Look at that. And they have a Dark Confidant. Dread of Night. Alright, that one's just mean. Now we get, like, Judgment, a bunch of stuff. Didn't sack half mage, just strip Vial. Yeah, that's a thing they could have done. For sure. Would actually been kind of annoying. Suddenly we have to do, like, a bunch of things this turn. It's kind of annoying. Then Violent Recruiter. Am I judgmenting this Dread of Night? No, I need to judgment this Pithing Needle. So I can, like, get my Wastelands back online. So what am I recruiting into that beats this Dread of Night? Yeah, goodbye, Recruiter. Like Relic Order, I guess? Relic Order could eat the Needle or the Dread of Night, too. Wasteland's back online via Flicker Chain. Flicker Chain kinda sucks when my opponent has Dread of Night in play. I guess I could, like, Judgment it, and then, like, get Flicker Wisp, untap Judgment, and then if Wasteland's up at instant speed. If that was the case, though, then I shouldn't have done this. Oh, then my Vial's not up. I have one card in hand. I want an answer for this Dark Confidant. Maybe I just go for Jailer. We're not dead this turn. And I kind of want to draw more cards. Let's go for Jailer. Yeah, that's what I just realized, Artillery Frost. Like, we can't die this turn. They have 1 mana. Damn you, Urborg. Dark Confidant's in jail. They need oh geez, man, we drew Second Judgment. Yeah, they're super boned. Uptake Vial to 4. Kind of didn't want to waste the Vial on, like, using ports or casting Judgment. Oh, Jesus. This is not fair, man. This is just rude. Alright. Yeah, I don't need to cast both this turn. I just cast this. If they let me vote, I vote for Pithing Needle, and now I have 2 Wastelands up versus a Dark Depths. Could just vote for Dread of Night. Nah, voting for Needle's just the safer play. We have another thing, too. We also just I'm probably just going to play Caracas here. Yeah, I'll just play Plains. I don't want to show them the Caracas if I don't have to. Kill Petal, display dominance. Are you dead now? How are we dead? We have like 900 answers to a Mirrorlage. And we have double Wasteland. Like, they can't just Depths me here. We have double Wastelands, and we unlocked them. I'm just gonna play these Plains. Or force to play with Wasteland, and let them do it in advance. Yeah, there's a lot. We have a lot of options here. Like I said, I'm pretty sure most roads lead to Rome. Plays another stage, alright. Adding another layer to the puzzle. Hey, we found Surgical. Now we might just Surgical Depths and Wasteland it. Just so we can stop dancing around, like, possibly fucking dying horribly. So we're just gonna play the Caracas now, because I don't care anymore. Okay, they just concede. Nice. You can't beat double Wasteland Caracas. Oof. Force the fight, Surgical Death. Yeah, that was my plan. I was just gonna do it in their upkeep. Or probably draw. Yeah, doing their upkeep, then Surgical and draw step. Where's Turbo Depths? There it is. It should be queuing before I update this. These Legacy Leagues or these matches have been kind of waiting a weird amount in the queue. That looked very unwinnable from Ophia's perspective. Yeah, that matchup is the closest thing that D&T has to a buy, especially if they're on the turbo version rather than the slower one. Slow Depths has like a more mid-rangey sideboard. A lot of the times they sideboard into like Dread of Night, Bitter Blossom, Liliana the Last Hope, with like Dark Confidants and stuff, and you can like sometimes lose games against that, but even then, it is the like if you sit down and you're playing against Turbo Depths, like you just breathe a sigh of relief as Death and Taxes. Even then, though, it's like still stressful to play against. It's not bad, but there are turns where you're like on edge, where like there's a chance I could like weirdly die because they can like finagle themselves out of weird positions, but. It's very good. You just get stressed because you don't like dying out of nowhere is a scary concept. Sounds like medium. We're on the play. I don't hate Mother of Runes. I hate just passing on turn 2 doing nothing. That feels bad. Then my turn 3 plays like Flicker Wisp, which is just also bad. Playing against, if I could see that we're playing against Delver, I'd be very happy with this hand. Because almost everything else, I think I'd be pretty disappointed to have this. J Newman 233, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Because like Miracles, this hand sucks. Against Grixis, this hand is medium. Against any combo, this hand sucks. It's like exactly Delver decks that I want this hand. If I hate mulling decent 7s into unkeepable 6s. I like this 5 more, almost more than my 7. Especially with like the land on top. It is awkward because obviously we can't guarantee hitting land drops for these 3 and 4 drops in our hand. This Palace Jailer sucks to be in our opener. But like, Amida Thalia is almost better than that 7. And before my opponent has turn 1 Delver and I feel like an idiot. Nope, this is a combo deck. It could be like Miracles or Grixis still. But I'm hoping it's just like Storm. We should just slam turn 2 Thalia. Looking for show and tell hoof. I watched Eldrazi post versus Belcher during Eternal Weekend. The guy actually won game 1 because his opponent, the Belcher guy, turn 1 activated Belcher, and Taiga was the top card of his library. But then he just dumpstered him games 2 and 3. I mean, does anyone have a good matchup if their plans mind twist themselves to 3 to make a chalice on 1? I'm not going to attack. If they're like Storm or like Sneak, we'd attack, but we don't have a guaranteed. Don't have a guarantee there. So I'd rather protect my Thalia from dying. So Storm or Grixis? I'm hoping it's Storm. I'm really hoping it's Storm. Because I don't think our Moldify is going to be Grixis unless we just rip Plains for the... Yes! We have a chance now. Opponent's on Storm when we played a turn 2 Thalia. I'm just like casting multiple petals. We're going to just attack with Mom. We just want to get their life total down, and it's game 1, so Storm's not going to be able to take a Thalia off the table. Could be Tess. Well, this is getting a little scary. They might be able to play through this Thalia. Ooh, there we go. I wonder if Mirror is better than Wasteland. Blue-black show and tell. Alright, we got the Lion's Eye. We're narrowed it down to Ant/Tess. It is a Storm deck. But it does have a some mana, but I think we need to apply better clock than 3 a turn. I think I just want to slam Crusader and Wasteland them next turn. I'm not good enough with Storm to figure out if they can, like, potentially go off through Athalia with, like, this setup. But my gut tells me that they probably can't. Because they're not close to being able to, like, Cabal Rit their way out, yeah. Cabal Rit is, like, the best thing that they have against Thalia, because it can still produce lots of mana. Could be Tinfin. Play against that deck, like, once a lifetime. So yeah, now we're just... Even if we draw 4th land, I'm not playing this Jailer. We're just going to Wasteland them now. You have 6/7. Does technically actually, like, kill them. Like, it sets up 9 damage next turn for lethal. I also feel like an idiot if I play this Jailer and then I just die. I think I just need to cut them off of mana. Now all their fetch lands are actually cut off too. So we have 7 on board. We have 4 mana plus an LED. It's not nothing. They're getting closer to Cabal Ritting me, but they need a lot of Cabal Rits and Past Inflamed at this point. And by a lot of Cabal Rits, I mean like a lot. They're probably just cantripping here because they have 1 more turn to live. Yeah. Storm generally does not go off, especially against these decks, unless, like, it literally has to. Or it can, like, deterministically just kill you. If you can afford to wait a turn, there's no reason not to, against decks like Death and Taxes. Frames dropping for me. Frames are probably dropping for other people. My internet's been really shitty recently. Oh, now it's like, it's actually down a huge amount right now, Jesus. It's like flickering between 0 and whatever. I'll look at it between games here. Hopefully it fixes itself. Perfect. Seems like it's stabilized itself. Oh, nope. Going down again. Whatever. I'll look at it some more after this game. Hopefully I don't die here. Infernal Tutor, Crack LED. It's only 4 mana left over with Athalia in play too. Flicker is targeted your internet. Yeah, for sure. I don't know why that always happens. Alright, well, they have Cabal Rit. Hopefully they don't have, like, a bunch of Cabal Rits. Turn 2 Plains Thalia. Alright. I think my opponent's, like, figuring out if they can kill me. So this is 6 mana here, plus an LED. So if they Infernal Tutor, they have 3 mana left. LED is 6 mana. They still can't do anything. Dark Rits are 1 mana positive. They need a lot to Past Inflames kill me. They need, like, several more rituals. Doesn't work as well versus Thoughtseize as therapy, yeah. I do like that they're playing Thoughtseize as therapy now. Like, you can keep double Thalia hands and not just, like, get horribly destroyed. Yeah, it would have to crack the LED for red. This would be like second Cabal Rit would be plus 2 mana, get them to 7, 8. And then Infernal Tutor puts them to 5. LED puts them back up to 8. Past Flames puts them down to 3. Cabal Rit puts them up to 5. Cabal Rit puts them up to 7. LED or Infernal Tutor puts them down to 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that doesn't even do it. Even if they have a second Cabal Rit here, they would need second Cabal Rit and then like another LED or another Cabal or another Ritual, I think, and then maybe they could kill me. You should be allowed to jail artifacts. Yeah, I wish. Would have definitely slammed Jailer on LED over wastelanding them any day. So they Infernal Tutor for a Cabal Rit. Do they have a second Infernal Tutor, maybe? Because this is mana negative. Unless... This doesn't work. I don't know. Do they do have a third Cabal Rit? Maybe we are dead if they have another Infernal Tutor. I feel like it took them a while to get to this line. Well, this is what I talked about. Like, the only way that you beat Thalia is with, like, a bunch of Cabal Rituals. Because it's, like... Okay, I think we are actually dead here. That's unfortunate. Maybe playing the Jailer was right. We gave him an extra turn. Unsure. I don't think it was right, though. I feel like giving them that extra mana is scarier than giving them the extra turn. Definitely willing to be wrong. Because now we are just dead, because they just get to, like, play 3 Cabal Rituals. That was Dark Petition? Wait. This doesn't... What? Passive Flame Cabal... Oh, did they not have enough mana for that either? Well, shit. I didn't do any of the math, and I don't know what my opponent's Dark Petitioning for here. Alright, sweet. Alright, they concede. We did it. Oh, did they screw up? Because that might have just been, like... Yeah, they would have only had 2 mana left. If they had, if they just got Past Flame instead of Dark Petition. But I think that is right, because they would have 2 mana left, and they can't cast a Cabal Ritual with 2 mana. So I think they were actually still 1 mana off. Got shot. Get me. Was there a Dark Red in the yard? No, they played 3 Cabal Reds, and that was it. Alright, sweet. Yeah, Passive Flames didn't do it. They needed 1 more mana. So they needed, like, a Dark Rit, or a LED, or a 4th Cabal Rit. That's what I want. 10 cards, cut. No, then you definitely made the right play always. They might have not had it. They did get an extra turn to, like, cast Preordain, because they weren't dead, but if they didn't do the Infernal for Cabal line, what else? I'm still not dead, right? Because the Infernal for I guess the Infernal for Cabal line put them down 1 mana, right? But they might have not had enough storm count like that. They were sitting there thinking for a while, so they might have not been able to, like, fully go off with only two Cabal Rituals to flash back with Past in Flames. Yeah, they might have been short on storm or mana in the graveyard. No, Infernal Tutor for... Oh, no, yeah. Infernal Tutor for Cabal Rituals is mana negative, because they both cost 3 mana. Anyway, I need to, like, stop talking so I can actually sideboard here. They had 1 island. They had an island up, yeah. Wait, did they have an island up when they died there? No, right? Yeah, that is correct. I should sideboard. I have plenty of time. Sideboarding for this match is, like, pretty easy. Just that. Yeah, looks good to me. Chalice Void is D&T Cyber Tech now. Yeah, it's mostly just like takes up the Aethersworn Canonist slot that was kind of a staple in D&T sideboards for a long time, because it's just like dying on turn 1 or turn 2 on the draw against stuff like Storm is scary. So having the ability to play turn 1 hate against the fast combo decks is useful, as well as being helpful against Miracles, where you can just like slam it on 1, versus Aethersworn, which is just extra copies of like Thalia versus Storm, and was not very applicable in a lot of the control matchups. That's the idea behind it. I'm on a 6, and we're on the draw. I think I just like keep and cross my fingers with hands like this. Bottom it for more hate. Maybe we top deck Chalice. My opponent like has a Thoughtseize, we're pretty hosed, but if my opponent Thoughtseizes my 5-card hand, we're also pretty hosed, so. Yeah, so you can play for turn 1 on 0, or if you... This hand has to be kept... Yeah, exactly. This hand, I will keep this hand begrudgingly, because we will likely die with it, unless we top deck Chalice of the Void. Like, maybe a Surgical gums up the works or something, but... This hand is very easily not good enough. Chalice coming against Death Shadow? That's, yeah, rough. That is a topic that I'm not confident. I think it's okay, but I'm not sure if it's good enough. I'm just gonna Wasteland this, since we're just, like, pretty fucked now. Probably should just, like, cross our fingers. Chalice, I don't think Chalice comes in against, like, just any cantrip deck. Like, it's really bad against a lot of the Delver decks, I think. Just because we play it so slowly. Definitely comes in for, like, stuff like Miracles, though. And debatably Grixis, and also debatably Death Shadow. Those are the matchups that I'm uncertain, but it's definitely, like, plausible that it comes in versus Grixis and Death Shadow. But I hate it against, like, Grixis Delver and a lot of the other decks. Aw, oh, man, I really wish they had fetched a UC there. They did not shuffle off that Ponder. Hopefully we're not dead. Did you cut Sanctum Prelate for it also? Nah. Sanctum Prelate's still in the deck as a one-off. It's just so good against stuff like lands. And just random Tutor Bullet against a lot of the combo decks, like Sneak and Show. That can kind of slam the door in their face. Some people are cutting the Prelate. I know Phil was talking about it, but Phil's also a known Prelate hater, so... Ooh, the UC. If we're not dead, we might be able to do something. I'm going to port the UC this turn, since there's no real difference between Wastelanding and porting it, other than, like, giving them the mana to, like, upkeep Brainstorm. And rather just be able to port this, untap, next turn, Wasteland this, and port this island. Or have the ability to play a 3-drop. Like, if I draw Sanctum Prelate, it's insane, obviously. I want to do that more than Wastelanding. Hoping they stop having lands. Because that's our only avenue to victory right now. This Council Judgment would be a Flicker Wisp if I didn't aggressively board these in. I've been seeing a lot more Dread of Nights recently out of Storm as opposed to Massacres, so I've been instinctively boarding in Council's Judgment even without seeing it. But sometimes if I've seen more Massacres recently, or if I think they're on Massacres rather than Dread of Nights for some reason or another, then boarding in Council's Judgment's also obviously terrible. But Flicker Wisp would not be doing the trick here, that's for sure. Please don't kill. Looks like we're dead. Ooh, looks like we're very dead. Use D&T place Chalice and they run the stats again and relearn that their win percentage versus combo doesn't go up because of it. I don't know if I agree with that. It's not like just because it's good against combo, right? Because we're already playing Aethersworn, which is fine. It's a card that's good against combo that's also good against the fair decks because the meta is just very fair right now. So if I can play a card that's good against Storm and Miracles at the same time, then I'm perfectly happy playing something like Chalice of the Void over Aethersworn Canonist, because Aethersworn Canonist is pretty mopey. It's like we're just getting ad-naused. The chance we win. Not a good one. In fact, a very bad one. But I've watched people die to their ad nauseums before. Especially if they're on massacres. Also, we get to see if they're on Dread Knights or massacres, potentially. Well, that's a rough 3 cards to start with. Petal, Dark Cabal Rit, and Infernal Tutor. Are we just, like, already dead? Just, like, these 5 cards kill me? They just play Land, Petal, Rit, Tutor. Alright, nope. We're going further. Ah, shit, they found the LED too. I think if they just stopped at the Infernal Tutor, we win. But then they just kept going, and then they hit the LED, so it didn't matter. Oh, they discarded Abrupt Decay. Good to know. Didn't get to see Massacre or Dread of Night, which makes me like less happy about having Council's Judgments in my deck. There's like Past and Flames in here? Or are they just making red mana for fun? Because it doesn't matter, because they're just tendrils like me. Yeah, like I said, we kept a 5 knowing pretty well that we were going to die if they had Thoughtseize, and then they had Thoughtseize, but multi-5s are also pretty bad against Thoughtseize, as it turns out. Just resubmit. Still don't know if Council's Judgment's good, but Flicker Wisp ain't that good either, so love to play first. I would also love to keep his hand. Battle Skull's a brick, but we have Vile, Chalice on 0 into Rest in Peace, which is definitely not nothing. It's also no pressure, which I kind of hate, but there's a chance I actually want to Chalice on 1 with this hand. Just like hold it. It's really bad if they Thoughtseize me, though. I might do just hold on to this Chalice. Yeah, I'm gonna see what happens. If we die on turn 1, I don't think, like, yeah. Looks like we're just getting cantripped. Unless it's like, ooh, nothing. I like to see that. Well, yeah, Chalice is going to definitely be played first. It was just a question of whether I was just playing it on 0. And I think with this hand, I want to play it on 1 because we don't really have a clock going. Time to draw Surgical Extraction immediately. Draw Surgical Extraction into Mother of Runes. Feel like an idiot. They have Abrupt Decays and stuff, and they can definitely, like... This is a deck that can go off through a Chalice 1. It's very strong, though. Especially if we get Rest in Peace in the equation, too. And they do have Abrupt Decays in their deck. As well as what I imagine is, like, Echoing Truths. Oh, no. Oh, no, they're just playing it. Sweet. To be fair, Surgical. That's fair. We're going to slam Rest in Peace. Oh, nice. That's actually an amazing draw, because we have this useless Batter Skull, too. So now we can go get, like, Sword of Fire and Ice and have the Batter Skull and stuff. Alright. Come on, Chalice. Save me. Chalice plus Rip. That's all the interaction I have for you, opponent. If you can beat these cards, then I die. Hercules? Oh, just Decay. Okay. I don't feel good about this, because it's pretty easy to die with just a Rest in Peace in play. Just pass the turn. Don't do anything. Especially don't kill me. They need to add Nas now, or have like crazy mana and natural combo you. But like having a Rest in Peace in play usually cuts off their options pretty decently. It's not like definitely not end all be all. They have a lot of different routes to get where they want to go. But cutting off Cabal Rituals and Passive Flames is pretty strong. So next turn we'll have 4 mana, so we can't like play and equip and attack with the Stoneforge because obviously the Stoneforge has to tap. So I'll probably just put in Batter Skull, and then next turn I can equip put the sword on it and smash for 8 and gain 6 life, which is also good against tendrils if they're like naturally doing it. And hitting them for 8 is good against Ad Nauseam, so we need to live one more turn after this, but there's no guarantee we even get to live this turn, so best draws: Recruiter of the Guard, Sanctum Prelate, Thalia, Chalice of the Void. Best draws nothing because we die. They only have 4 cards in the end, so it's got to be like a mana Ad Nauseam. Yeah. Six, 7, 8. So this is Dark Writ Infernal Tutor Ad Nauseam with 1 mana floating. That's pretty good. GTA and Gain. We boarded out GTA. We always board out GTA against Storm. Otherwise, I might do that in this specific instance. But yeah, it looks like we're just dead. Unless they have a real bad Ad Nauseam. Alright, so they have hit a land drop this turn, so they need that. So that's a lot of mana. They need a payoff now. Yeah, they have plenty of mana now. Ooh, they do have They have Massacre Overdrive Knight. They're at 7 though, because they hit that Massacre. Still not payoff. Oh damn it! Why does this always happen to me? Now we're just dead. They just have like infinite mana and they have LAD, Infernal Tutor. But yeah, this is the exact reason that sometimes they play Dread of Night over Massacre, even though oftentimes Massacre is like just a more convenient card to be playing. Massacre deals you a lot of damage when you're on the Ad Nauseam plan. This happens to everyone. That's fair. They always. I mean, the deck is pretty optimized so that Ad Nauseam most of the time doesn't kill you, but they get your hope up. They're at like 7 after floating Massacre. You're like, all right, we can actually kill them. No. Why are we stopped here? My opponent's like infinite mana, right? They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're just dead. We're super dead. Chain their petals for extra storm if they want to, but Thoughtseize me first. Okay. Man, how sweet would it be to just like have Thalia here, have it just like some nonsense here. I guess I'll just fail to find because they just have another Thoughtseize. They don't care. They're killing me, so my Batter Skull. I guess forcing them to Thoughtseize me, but it doesn't matter. We're deterministically dead. My decisions do not matter at this point. They can also like it. They have the extra mana too, so there's no reason not to Thoughtseize there in case I have like a Mind Break Trap in my hand or something, or an Orange Chant to just like super blow them out. But I would have definitely just Mind Break Trapped the Ad Nauseam or something. I'm not gonna let them resolve an Ad Nauseam, but it's better to just like play absolutely safe because they can totally afford to do it. Well, the opponent didn't need to pass. This is all on their turn. Kills me. It's a shame. But our hand is definitely not that strong. They hadn't answered, like, our good lock piece, and we didn't really have a good clock, and then they had nauseated me, and that's what happens when you don't clock Storm. They get to do their ad nauseam kills a lot easier. We won game 1, lost games 2 and 3. But what if you had Simian Spirit Guide bolts? Well, they were at 5, right? So it's like that doesn't even kill them. Like, need like Simian Spirit Guide into. Then I have 2 mana. And then, I mean, yeah, better to play around cards that I could feasibly have in my deck. I think Price of Progress might have killed them. Did they have? No, they had like 2 non-basics max. They might have only had 1. Assuming I have like access to Simian Spirit Guide plus a burn spell. Yes, Spirit Guide, Metamorphosis counter spell. That's pretty good. I'm in for it. Simian Spirit Guide, risk factor, Gusha. They just like let me draw 3 cards. It's a risk factor. I need like, no, I don't have mountains play. I can't fire blast them. I don't know what instant speed, like 4 damage there is. And like 2 Spirit. This is like more cards than I have in my hand at this point. 2 Spirit Guides, Manamorphose, Quicken, Flame Rift, Gut Shot, some dumb shit like that. Didn't I have 6? Guess not. Mr. Rainforest doesn't tell me anything. Luckily, we're just going to slam Thalia and pass, regardless of what my opponent is doing. But I'm guessing control decks. Common decks love to cast cantrips on turn 1. Flames to the Bloodhand. Isn't that 3 mana? They were at 3 after the first. Oh yeah, no, they were at. I think they were at 5, but that's while I thought these were resolving, so they go to 3. And then, yeah, then if you bolt them, then they die. I don't know what they're doing. I'm scared, but I don't really have any, don't really have a plan against it. If they're just, like, show and tell, they just kept the whole combo in their hand or something. Like, we can't wasteland. I'm tempted to just play this Wisp, just to get another body on board. Like, Wisp this Caracas, just untap to protect the Thalia even more. Probably what I'm going to do here. I think I just want to get a clock going. I guess this could be like Miracles, and then I'm just playing into Terminus. No, we're not playing into Terminus, because we'll have Caracas pick up the Thalia anyway. Also, we just get to slam Jailer post-Terminus. I think I'm fine increasing the clock. Waste a fetch for info. Patrick, the ever-flowing fountain of good advice. For the rare win for Grixis. It could be Grixis. I don't think Grixis wants to be playing Misty. They usually play like more on-color fetches, right? Could be like 4-color. Like check pile. Opponent is just going fetch land pass, fetch land pass, fetch land pass. Clearly high tide. Can't rule. I literally can't rule anything out. Like, they could be almost any deck in Legacy right now. I think most of them would have cast a spell by now, though, so I'm leaning towards Miracles or Grixis. Alright, I guess we get to finally find out what's going on. Basic Island, alright. So, more likely Miracles unless they find Basic Swamp here. Alright, nope, they are in fact Grixis. We did it. Not Mono Red Stuffy. Hey, you never know. Cast a Blood Moon. Turn all your fetches into mountains. Double basic island. Wait, Lotus Petal? Oh shit, they're just on Storm? Alright, we very, very slowly cracked that code. And now we can start attacking with Mother of Runes. I guess I slam Jailer now just to increase the clock. Can't wasteland them. This is 5, 6, followed by 8, or 1 off lethal. But it does prevent them from, like, fetching if I just slam Jailer. If I had attacked with Mom on turn 2, or turn 3, then we could have lethal next turn. But obviously, against triple fetch land, was not positive. Go, Palace Jailer! I should have played the Wasteland over the other planes. Because if we draw, like... draw, like, Rashad Import, and they play non-basic, I want to be able to Wasteland Import that turn. Oh, they triple fetch cast a Tassiger. Fetch land tribal. Yeah, opponent's just playing 40 fetch lands. I'm just gonna F6, I don't know why. I don't have any actions I can take. Well, hopefully we don't die. The one way, again, the way you die with Thalia in play, pre-board, is your opponent has a bunch of Cabal Rituals. Oh, opponent doing something? I only have 4 cards left in hand. What the heck is this? Just gonna, like, main deck emptied? For, like, 4 goblins? That seems really bad. Maybe it's Reanimator? No, well, definitely not now. We're not. They got 2 cards left. Oh, man, are we dead? Maybe we're dead. The last card is Infernal Tutor. I think we are dead. They had enough mana. Oh, my plan is that they need this Brainstorm to find the lethal, and they don't have Infernal Tutor as the last card in their hand. Wait, no, they can't even kill me right here, where the Storm's only 7. They need, like, Brainstorm to something real juicy. Or Petition, yeah. I did have Infernal Tutor. Can they Infernal Tutor? No, they can't Infernal Tutor Chain to kill me. They only have 7 mana? Is this like Infernal Tutor for... No, LED would just put them at mana parity. I think they would have rather brainstormed than do that. They're 1 mana short of Infernal Tutor Chaining, right? They have 7 mana and they need 8 to cast Infernal Tutor Tendrils. Infernal Brainstorm dead. Oh, with... Oh, yeah, no, they're choosing cards on the line, but they could have held priority and cast Brainstorm and killed me, right? Oh, no, then they put a card in their hand. Never mind, that's dumb. Not good plan. I'm not a good Storm player. So the Infernal for the card, and... Oh, the Infernal and then cast Brainstorm and then Tendrils me. Oh, yeah. They don't need to, like, hold priority or anything. They just cast the Brainstorm and the Tendrils for exact lethal. If only we had the Swords Plowshares up. Could have got him, gain 1 life. But we drew the Swords Plowshares with the Jailer, so... That's unfortunate. Alright, well, we're playing a Storm again, so same sideboard plan. Cut. Board in. Lost with Thalian play again. No, didn't we win that game with a Thalian play last time? It was just like we thought we were dead, but then we weren't. think we did win that game. Yeah, that mana draw was real rough, just like with no cantrips. I guess that's what they kept though. And we played Thalia on turn 2, and they're like, oh, this gets a little bit more awkward. But they did enough mana that they got there. Yeah, we did barely win that one. There's a chance we could have lost that one, but I'd have to like go back and look at that game a lot and like figure out if casting the second Infernal Tutor was right, because then they might have been like too short on Storm Count or something. But yeah, losing game 1 against Storm sucks, because then you have to play game 3 on the draw, which is just really rough. So it is certainly tempting. If we get to live to turn 3, or top deck a land, then this hand is just insane, right? Because then we get to like Violent Thalia, next turn Violent Prelate. We have like Revoker and Recurrent and stuff. This is better than a 6. On the play, notably. Land Vial, they go like cantrip. We don't draw a land. Notably, we don't draw a white-producing land. I guess if we draw a non-white-producing land, the port's fine. They could, like, bounce my Vial and get me. Yeah. Hand is gas. Hand feels risky. Hand is definitely... It is filled with gas. But I think this is... If you mull, it'll be fine. Land Vial. I mean, you never know until you mull. But like I always say, you just, like, mull... You mull close 7s and then, like, find out keepable 6s. I think I'm going to keep this. It's, like, close enough. If we had just had Thalia or something, then I don't think so, because they, like, Thoughtseize it. But we also have, like, Revoker and Sanctum Prelate and, like, Recruiter the Guard and stuff. So, like, most of our hand is very good against Storm. If you yeah, I mean, if I can psychically predict that my top card is basic Plains, or just any white source. I guess I'd rather have a Caracas than a Plains, because, you know, Massacre, but... And my top card is a white producing lands hand. Obviously a snap keep. Come on, let's go. It's a beautiful card with lacks gas. I guess it is kind of weird because you say gas and magic as in like the actual cards that you have, but not what's powering your deck, which is the lands. They bottom to the preordained too. What do you want, cat? I hear you. What are you whining about? I'm literally in the other room. Psst, psst, psst. That's Kanto's Gasland. That's fair. The land that draws you a bunch of gas. Let me get out of my upkeep, please, opponent. Would love to get out of my upkeep to figure out if I'm just passing the turn and crossing my fingers, or Windmill slamming Thalia, or playing Revoker. If we draw like another Porter or Wasteland, I'm just going to play Revoker and put on LED. Which wouldn't be the worst, because it does hiccup them from a lot of their hands. Please let me out of my upkeep. I would love to draw my card for turn. Opponent, come back. Okay, we have 3 options, which are draw a card, pass the turn, draw a card, play Phyrexian Revoker, or draw a card, play Thalia. Based on how good the card we draw is. I guess we could draw a card, play a second Aether Vial. That one is statistically the least likely, though. My turn's real simple. I'd love to... Yeah, Would love to, yeah, Rogue LED. Love to play Thalia. Love to pass the turn and let you try to kill me next turn. Otherwise, we're like pretty in the clear. Yeah, snap LED in the blind. It always feels bad when you just like snap name LED and then they just like kill you with 2 Lotus Petals. But obviously, LED is just like the blatantly more powerful card. The only time you ever name LED or Petal is if they have them in play already to play around Thalias, or if you have a Violent too and you just wait until they cast a 0-mana artifact, and then you can Violent in response and like hit a Petal or something. Doesn't have. Opponent, I guess, maybe forgot to F6 and went like, go to the bathroom or something. I don't know. Maybe they just no. If they disconnected, it usually says they lost connection by now. Opponent says, "Sorry, Chief." Oh, okay, yeah. I think they like got up and forgot to F6 or something. Oh, it says, "I like to plan out my turns a few in advance." It's kind of weird because you can't really plan out a like your turns are going to be planned a lot differently based on like what I do this turn. All right, cool. Like if I just cast a Thalia, like what is he planning for? Is he planning for all the possible options of what I do that turn? Seems like a lot harder train of thought than just like letting me play Thalia and be like, okay, now I gotta do this other thing. Oh no, my internet's dying again. We're almost done. Hold out, internet. Yes, just cast a cantrip. Please don't kill me. Opponent quickly going to twitch.tv/xjcloud. Luckily, I'm not big enough to actually get ghosted. Don't kill me, please. Yeah, yes, passing the turn. Love it. I love it. Deal. It's just, I was hoping it wasn't like the BM, go to main 2 and then kill you. Hey, we did draw the second Aether Vial. On turn awkward, but we need to play it out, which means we could actually take this 5 to 3 and still have the ability to like put in Revoker later. When do I put in this Thalia? Just now? Because they can't like cast a spell here anyway. They might cast a spell in response, but that's whatever. His hand is probably bad. He mulliganed. Going to 5 is almost not an option for him. Well, I mean, there's like a difference between analyzing a 6 or something, right? And just sitting there in the upkeep of my opponent's turn 2. Thalia in response. Yeah, Thalia in response can be good sometimes. I don't think this is a situation where I want to, because like giving them that 1 mana could be pretty critical, and we have a lot of other things, so I don't really care about them answering this Thalia with like an Abrupt Decay or something, just because we have stuff like Prelate and all this other jazz to get in with. What does this Prelate go on? That's a question I just always have. Putting Prelate on something against Storm can be pretty irritating because there are just so many options. It's just 1, 2, or 4 at almost all times. And we don't know if they're on Dread of Knights or Massacres, so like putting Prelate on 1 or 2 and getting Massacred. I guess we can't get Massacred right now. So probably either 1 or 2 then. I would say 1. Especially because we have Thalia in play. If we draw a land, it's for sure 1, so if they like have a Chain of Vapor or something, we just cast the Thalia again. We are going to take this up to 3, though. Ooh, that's a nice one. Yeah. It's definitely, there are instances where you can like get them by effectively cutting them off of mana by trying to make them go for it and then putting in a Thalia. But the safe play is usually just like slam the Thalia as soon as you find it. I'm gonna activate this right now. Make them think a little bit. Alright, so we're good against Massacre. They can't cast a 1 here. They can't, like, bounce my thing. So they need to hit land drops for, like, Abrupt Decay or Echoing Truth. And then we still have, like, Chalice and whatever thing they choose not to hit, if that's their plan. Pearl on 2 isn't the worst either. I like Pearl on 1 a little bit more there. Especially because it also just shuts off their cantrips and stuff, and possible Dread of Night if they have it, since we're already immune to Massacre. I almost played that, just out of instinct. But yeah, it's just better not to play it at this point. We don't really care about... We have them in, like, such a hard lock, we just don't want to get massacred. Why not Pearl on 4, turns off Tendrils and Massacre? Well, we already turned off Massacre by not having a Plains in play, and putting Pearl on 4 just means that they can answer the Thalia and then go off pretty hard, and just pick up the Prelate before they kill it, or before they, like, Tendrils me. Like, ad nauseum and a bunch of stuff, and then Chain of Vapor the Prelate kill me or something. Putting Pearl on 1 turns them off of a lot more tools in their deck. What am I even recruiting for? It's just a mess. We have so many good things here. Remorseful Cleric, Mirroring Crusader, just clock them. So what's our plan? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in place, so we don't actually need to clock. So just get more disruption. We don't really have more disruption. We have everything. We already have... Like, you get, like, a second Thalia and leave my Vial on 2? Yeah, if I'm afraid of Massacre, 4 is definitely not unreasonable. But having no Plains in play is really good against Massacre. I might just, like, second Thalia, but I think they're just pretty dead. My decision doesn't really matter. I'm gonna grab another Recruiter. Could grab Wisp, but I'll do this Vial. How BM is it to name Abandoned Hope with this Revoker? Because we're definitely about to name Abandoned Hope with this Revoker, and then hope we don't lose. How BM is this? Like, what are the odds that they answer the Chalice and not the Revoker? Because they're usually answer to Chalice would be like Hercules. If they like have Abrupt Decay, they're still not killing me if they're just decaying the Chalice, right? I really want BM. Alright. You gotta BM a little bit. The proper name there is obviously LED, but... Name Abandoned... Yeah, Abandoned Hope sends the message. I don't think they planned for that in advance. Ouch. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't know what they meant by, like, they like to plan a few turns in advance, because against a death like Death and Taxes, their turn 2 plays can be, like, night or day. Like, if I slam Rest in Peace, or I slam Thalia, or I just, like, play a second land or Schadenport them, or play a Revoker on LED, like, the correct name is Ill-Gotten Gains. There are a lot of good BM names there. I like Abandoned Hope because it's just at the top of the list and it sends your opponent a message. It's an easy one to click, and it just really drives the point home. I think I just keep this and then, like, die on turn 2 or, like, die to a Thoughtseize. It's hard to, like, pass with hands with Thalia, but this is the problem of losing game 1, because then you are on the draw game 3 and you can just die with this hand. But, yeah, Savage Beating's a good one. This is top deck Chalice of the Void. Play the Caracas here. If we draw, like, Wasteland or Port, we can just play around Massacre again. If not, we'll just obviously slam the Thalia and hope it doesn't die. Please don't kill me. They did Snap Shuffle on that Ponder. They might be looking for lands or something. I want to play naming cards now. Did you read, like, there was a shit post in the Legacy subreddit about, like, naming with Cabal Therapy? And I'm just like, you just look your opponent in the eye and name, God, what's that guy from Modern? The one that gains you 4 life if you discard it? Whatever. Baloth? Something? Some Baloth? But yeah. You just like look them in the eye and name the cards that if they get discarded, they put them into play. Name Nullhide Ferox and stuff. God, why can't I name that Baloth? I just haven't played Modern in a hot minute. Obstinate. It's Obstinate Baloth. Got it. Yeah. The best Cabal Therapy name is looking at your opponent in the eye and naming Obstinate Baloth. Also, there was a ruling change recently that, like, you can name cards that aren't in the format anymore. It used to be that you couldn't name cards that weren't legal, so, like, you couldn't name Black Lotus and stuff in Legacy. But I think they changed it, so apparently now you can name, like, schemes from Arch Enemy, and there's some really good scheme names that you could name. One of my personal favorites is, like, Dance My Pathetic Marionette. But unfortunately, you can't do any of that on Moto, because you can only name cards that are in the Moto text box, which obviously they didn't implement schemes on this thing. Opponent is... I have something to look up. Yeah, there are some good scheme names. I'm hesitant to, like, do that because, A, BMing people in paper is, like, a lot less likely because you want to play more tightly than just, like, random dumpster leagues online. So you want to play as tightly as possible and name the proper cards. And also, like, I don't want to go through the trouble of, like, talking, like, if your opponent's confused and, like, wants to ask a judge about it, it's just, like, unnecessary. Ah, sweet. I like this plan. Eh, I don't like the plan of having to play this with the planes, but... I could have, like, Chain of Vapor kill me, whatever. Fatal Push kill me. But not like I'm playing around any of these cards by not slamming Thalia. Fatal Push kill me? Yeah, Fatal Push is more annoying than Chain of Vapor, that's for sure. Ooh, are we dead? Looks like it. Looks like we're dead, boys and girls. Also, you're allowed to shit talk to Ant with D&T if you're just gonna die in Game 3. That's fair. Yeah, winning Game 1 is so rough. Yeah, it literally just happened. It was very, very recent. Ad nauseum with 4 mana? Yeah, we're fine. They just won't hit anything, right? Wait, we're already dead, right? Yeah, they have LED Infernal Tutor, and they're just like gonna go down to 5 or less, and then they stop. Just because it's free. But yeah, I don't think we were beating this hand with, like... Oh, I guess we could have possibly beaten this with, like, a Chalice. But no, if we had Chalice on 0, they just, like, had triple Dark Writ, too. What are we waiting for? There we go. Oh man, opponent discarded Tendrils of it? Why don't just kill me? What if I had Surgical? Just, like, completely ranch them here. There's no point in doing all these theatrics. Alright, I'm bored. Opponent, like, left themselves very open to Surgical Extraction, but okay. Opponent needed a few minutes to plan out Game 4. Opponent needed a few minutes to plan out the very deterministic lethal that they had. And then found the line that loses to a card that I could have had. rather than just casting tendrils from their hand. Seems very loose, but okay. Anyhow, let's record that and call it a stream. It's 34, yeah. Ugh. Been losing a lot to Ant recently, and the matchup just feels so very coin flippy. Yeah, my win percentage is like pretty tight against Ant. It's like very, very finely down the line in the 50-50. The game one is just so huge, winning or losing. Because like if you win game one, then like your ability to win game three goes up substantially because you'll be on the play. Like winning on the draw versus Storm is very scary. So the matchup feels very coin flippy, and there's like not a lot you can do about it. But anyway, that is going to wrap up our stream. Let's find someone to host, and by someone I mean they should be. Yeah, looks like Anurag is streaming the Legacy GP with Anurag, Bob Huang, Phil Gallagher, Cyrus Corman-Gill, Jack Kendall, and Jody Keith. HC Fox, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Anyway, we're going to go host them. I'm not going to give a big speech here because I want to get as many people that are still in the chat over there because watch this Legacy GP because a bunch of cool people from the Legacy community are doing English commentary for it. So anyway, they're talking about the turbo depths on. Anyway, I need to stop getting distracted watching this. I can end the stream first. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content today, you want to see more, you can follow, subscribe, donate. I've listed all the. You can. I'm just not going to list out a bunch of things. We're having a short end today. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitter. Links for that are down below. Anyway, go watch these Legacy GP. The people hosting it are really cool. And thank you everybody for coming and hang out today. Hope you had a lot of fun. I will catch you guys all next week.